必将遭到全面和彻底的失败。
主义的火炬照亮人类前行之路。
Massive renewable energy targets are already making U-turns after multinationals and entire provinces suffered power cuts. China's reversed its stance that dirty coal is a public enemy and is now telling coal mines to produce as much as possible after the local operations of tech giants like Apple had to scale back production.
Indeed, China is experiencing a temporary energy shortage. Part of the reason is because the Chinese government has declared the coal as a public enemy. China wants to reduce the reliance on coal. However, I think this is temporary, mainly because in recent months, the Chinese government has been rallying the coal producers in China to increase production, because otherwise, if China does not have enough coal locally produced, coupled with the energy crisis in crude oil and natural gas, this winter will be very, very difficult.
And despite many major economies talking green, UN reports found that countries like the US, Australia and Canada are actually planning to increase production of dirty non-renewables over the next 2 decades, above and beyond the limits set in the Paris Climate Agreement. By the end of the decade, 110% more fossil fuels will be produced. And by 2040, that number shoots up to 190%. It also appears to make a bit of a mockery of Western leaders' claims that green energy is the way forward.
To address the climate disaster facing the nation and our world. By 2050, the United States will be 100% clean energy economy.
What the president has clearly done is prioritize climate and investment in climate, pushing for climate legislation, taking executive actions on climate.
We're deploying renewable energy 10 times faster than the global average per person. Australia is on the pathway to net zero.
The UK government has decided to become the world leader in low-cost clean power generation, cheaper than coal, cheaper than gas.
Well, Professor Victor Gao again says that Western boasts about the environment are particularly hard to take.
Of course, I think the whole world will need to handle its energy policy very carefully from now on. On the one hand, the fight against the CO2 emissions should continue, and countries are encouraged to reach and achieve their goals respectively. On the other hand, energy security need to be safeguarded, because without energy, society and economic production will ground to a halt. So how to balance these two seemingly conflicting goals is a big challenge for mankind right now. That's a challenge for all the countries, and the developed countries need to do even better. Why? Because historically speaking, they have polluted much more than developing countries.